viroi e viniroi saluton. Mi estas Finneas former. Mi studas Esperanto. And that is all the Esperanto that I know. I'm here because I'm actually filming something for the VR Esperanto Club, which we are starting a chapter in Resonite this upcoming weekend, which is going to be a lot of fun. And not being afraid of learning something new and having something new to be excited about is really it's exciting. It's kind of a fun change of pace for me because I haven't been just purely excited about something for almost a year, actually. Because I was excited about my relationship with Spec when we first started dating a year ago. Goodness gracious. But that had a lot of tints of having to heal from prior traumas in relationships, and then how can I be a good boyfriend, and trying to just figure out a whole bunch of things. It was something that was exciting to go through, but it was also just there was elements of despair there, and then maybe you wonder why that relationship didn't work out. There's a lot that went wrong, and that was definitely part of it. There was excitement there, but there was a lot of other things attached to it, and this is not like that whatsoever. My studies here have just they came out of nowhere, and I've been actually really enjoying it. And now we're done talking about Esperanto, because I want to talk to you first the theory behind talking about something that I've been enjoying, and then also ultimately why I decided to talk about it in the first place. Let's begin. Up first is the theory of talking about things that I enjoy, which is typically speaking not something that I do, kind of not really even on this channel, in a way. Some of my favorite videos are where I'm just babble, 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 babba, and some of my other favorite videos are the ones where I'm trying to chew through a big concept, and my concepts excite me, but there's also kind of that issue maybe where I want to do a good job expressing the concept. So I'm excited about what it is I want to share, but I'm also concerned, am I sharing it the right way? Will people understand this the way that I would want them to? And it's not always just a pure excitement when I want to make a video. Sometimes it absolutely is when I'm just overcome with energy and passion and I simply must film. You know, those are my favorite moments, but those are kind of infrequent, and lately I've been going through so much, and this channel has been a boy who's going through a lot, because I have been, and I've been kind of honest about that. I recognize as I'm diving into new hobbies that really enthuse me and meeting new people and coming into a new mentality. Yes, I adore Resonite, and Resonite does have its own fantastic culture, but to me, Resonite was always a place that you go. It's not a game that you play. It's a it's a place that you go. And you can do more things in a place than just engage in the culture of the place. Like you can do anything, and that's we're getting ahead of myself there. I think that's all that we're talking about at the moment. Safe to say that I've been working on enjoying Resonite and the people in it more as denizens of a place that I enjoy going. And just there's been mental shifts as I've been trying to get more out of my own head and into the world around me, including the virtual world around me. It's been going really well, and I've just been kind of happy the past couple of weeks, honestly. Yeah, there's troubles still, but far fewer, and I'm coming to address my problems, I think, as not even problems. Like, I've been holding on to a lot of things that have been bothering me, and I'm the only person who can let those things go. Nobody else can absolve me of my heart. I have to do that. I'm sure you guys will get more details later at some point when things are a little less fresh and after I've more completed the process of out with the old and with the new. Because I've had a sense of identity, you know, forever ago, and that's just been constantly evolving and changing. And the new change is taking place now, and it's going really well. And I need to share that because I usually don't. I have a history of people not supporting the endeavors that I have, and so I learned not to share them. Otherwise, they get squandered and squashed. Sometimes actively. My ex-wife, when I first started learning programming, I felt like I was not being supported in my learning, and I didn't understand why. And as it turns out, from another friend, I had heard an account that they had indeed actively been discouraging me because it wasn't a realistic dream. So, I learned pretty obvious not to share my dreams. Thing is, it's not even other people exclusively. Sometimes I even hide my dreams from myself because I lack confidence in my own ability to follow through a lot of the time. My track record is, oh, you want to host Esperanto Club in Resonite? That's cute. Come at me in an hour and see if you still want to do that. 5 days? Are you still going to want to? And when I start something, it's that whole thing. All of you, people who are here, we're very much alike, which is a bummer for all of us. So we all know what it's like to have a million projects and they all go on the back burner, and then you're constantly failing because you're never doing anything all of the way. And when it comes to inviting people into something that you're interested in, especially in any manner of a leadership capacity, I decided that I want to start the Resonite chapter of the Esperanto Club. And so that's now, like, there's a date, like there's planning, like I'm doing that thing now. And I still, I don't know if I still lack confidence in my ability to follow through, but I'm learning that I do have confidence in that, and that's part of the out with the old and with the new, etc. But as for this section of this video, it's not fair of me to hide what the excited thing is that I'm working on, because you guys are along for the ride. I know what I'm working on. I know that things are going really well. And I don't share that because what if they stop going well? I don't know. I just don't really talk about the things that are going well. But you guys are along for the journey. And you guys also need to know that the journey is going well. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm excited about in more of just an honest and simple capacity, and not necessarily the changes I work to. I'm working. Stick drift. But I don't want to talk about the changes I'm trying to make that are really hard things to do. I'm just ready to worry about, not even worry, I'm just ready to execute different things in life. And letting go of just old problems, like I was just saying moments ago. But 13 days ago, I made a video crying about karaoke because it was really hard for me to approach. And even before and outside, like, I've been learning more about the new things I would like to bring into myself, which is how Finneas Former even began. We're just kind of doing it again, on to the next evolution. We're growing here. And I accidentally cultivated an environment where, where I display the things that I'm working on. And I'm working on a happy thing, and I have to follow through on this channel. You guys have been here for the journey, and I'm not going to leave any of this off. I'm not quitting YouTube, but I'm not going to leave things on as much of a dark note as they have been recently, when the new note is good, and I want to tell you about it. Then I also need to tell you guys about it, because you've been along the ride for so long. Some of you for actually 2 years. There's some people who are still around who have been here 2 years. And, you guys deserve that fullness of story also. Especially, actually. And to kind of demonstrate my point, what's coming on in the upcoming section of this video is kind of what I'm talking about with change of heart in the next phase and all of that for me personally. This is a new friend I want to point out to you. It's 3 friends. It's my friends Fuzzy and Dwaggy, and either this picture is blurred out because I didn't ask them ahead of time to use this photograph, and I know that they can be precious about being on camera. So either they're blurred out right now, or you can see them normally. But then in the middle, you can totally see there's a little buddy. Little buddy, right down there. And if that's not a good enough picture, here's a different one of the little buddy. You know, he's a little bit new, and I could show him right now, but not right now. And I feel like we're in a territory now a little similar to how it was really hard for me to talk about my breakup when I first did. And I went on a tangent. I had to do everything I could to try and survive that pretty challenging time. And I was only able to really be open about it when it was less fresh. And I was able to do it on camera, and only later I was able to kind of start doing it with people, but I still haven't told a lot of the things that went on. A lot of the more specific challenges. I don't know if I'm going to ever. I don't know. But what I'm getting at with that is the squirrel, Finneas Squirrelmer, uh, feels magnificent. And at least for a little bit, it's gonna, you know, it's something that I need to. He, um, it feels nice. Fuzzy and Dwaggy made a little acorn pouch for me, and I would put them in the world and then just jump and eat the acorn and just snack on them throughout the day. It's an awesome little fidget. And Phineas Squirrelmer is a hit. People like the model a lot. Sephu did a marvelous job. But it's a big hit for me, because that new form for me to be able to adopt and just be able to be a cute little dancy squirrel, because Phineas was born from challenge. I wanted to be better than I was in expressing myself, and I needed a vessel in which I could struggle and bear witness to my struggle and bear witness to my own growth. And it stopped being the relation that I have to what I've been doing for 2 years is different than the relation I had at the beginning of those 2 years. And what I'm working on presently looks yet different. And I love it. And I mean, when I was dancing around with nuts last night, and I haven't danced like that since I was trying to impress a boy that I was in love with a year ago. And being, in a way, in love, but in an aimless kind of way, or just for my own sake, being really excited about my own life, not being excited about a person in my life, because I always feel a lot of strong attachment to other people for so many reasons. And only recently am I working to forge that really strong connection within myself. That's the wrong language. The connection exists. I'm just practicing it. I'm using it. That's just what I'm doing in life now, is, employing all of the lessons. It took a long time to figure out everything that I've learned in the past 2 years, and finally just doing all of it. That's what I'm working on. Something else I'd like to add is my videos, my streams, all that I do is streams of consciousness. Not a bad thing, but I'm also ready to stop just marinating in my own consciousness. Because if it's my ideas being spoken to myself, of myself, by myself, I'm making videos, I'm editing my videos, I get so mired in me that I historically have not had the opportunity to experience fresh ideas. And I didn't know what to expect from the squirrel. I certainly didn't expect it to coincide with becoming enamored with Esperanto so much. And I filmed one video as the squirrel. No good. Because that's different. That's just different. Videos has been my hobby for a really long time, and I might do Esperanto things with the squirrel. I probably will, because I want practice speaking it, and I love speaking. It's early to tell. It's early to tell. Little spoiler, actually. That's probably going to happen. It will happen. It's gonna happen. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but that'll happen. But I don't need to use that form to do this. I've got more than one form to do this. Different colors, different whatever the heck it is that I'm up to. Heck if I know. But I did have a grand concern that as I am probably distanced a little bit more from Finneas Former and making as many videos, and we'll talk about that real soon actually, because there's another big that means we've got a big video today, and that's okay. Because there's something else I really need to touch on about how my attitudes and the things that I am seeking to, that I am correcting. It's just taken a while, but I couldn't distance from Finneas Former a little bit. What I've been doing, I couldn't move more onto the new thing and leave off what I've been doing. I'm not leaving, but this is also a good sign. I'm having a hard time talking about this, and those were my favorite videos too. Point being, for this particular section, I think, is when I came into the squirrel, I knew there'd be a change. I didn't know what it was. I thought it would be something different when I was effectively in love again. I gotta, no more boys. I had a dream about that last night, actually. Someone point blank said to me, no more boys. And so, you know what? I'm gonna listen to that. I always fall in love in February, by the way, actually, during MMC. So, 1 year. No more boys for 1 year, and then I'll just fall dramatically in love again for MMC next year. So that's when we can expect the next heartbreak. We'll see. No more being in love with boys. I can be in love with myself a little bit. I always am, actually. But Esperanto, that's on the way too. I wonder if maybe I should have scripted this out a little bit, because I have way more to say than I thought that I had to say, and for a little bit I thought that I had to say some of these things to many individual people. That's when I realized as I began this video, it's not anyone else's job to absolve me. None of that matters. None of that matters. It's all on me. And I don't need reconciliation with individuals who either I feel wronged by or who I feel like I have wronged. Just clean slate it off, do my thing. And while I still have so much raw heart, still in love in some ways, just not like I still feel all of that energy. It just has to go somewhere. And you can be in love with a cause, a language, or the process of learning, which I always am and was and will be. And I think those are constructive ways to handle all of the really strong emotions that I feel. Because Esperanto can't say, Finneas, you're a little extra. You're a little too much for me. That can't happen. And I think where it comes to something like language, it's a very small community. There's something like a maximum of 2 million people who speak it. And I'm excited to try and get more people together, and I'm choosing Resonite as the platform for that because it's a place that you go. VR chat doesn't feel like a place you go. That's a social VR game that you play with your friends. Resonite is a place you go. And in this place that I go, that is accessible to anybody with just a PC, you don't even need the VR headset, then that's 2 million people who could speak and hang out. And I want to do that. And there is no, Finneas, you're a little too excited for me to handle. You want someone to be excited about the thing that you're excited about. The thing that has been a problem in all of my relationships is a good thing here. And I never thought that would happen. And on maybe a little bit less of on a different note, now I think it's really important for me to talk about some of the mentalities that I've had concerning Resonite and this channel and what I do and myself and my place in things. Because I've been working real hard after you recognize that some things aren't really working in life. You want to make some big changes. And some of that is being honest about where I've been. I don't even know for sure. but I really want to talk a little bit more about the mentalities that I've had about my life until pretty recently. A little earlier in the video, if you'll recall, I made a mention that the people who are here, who choose to be here, are often pretty similar to myself. And in another way, I don't think I have to linger too much on the point that I feel or have felt important, that I can give something to the world, that I'm meant to do something, some manner of a destiny. Not everyone's going to understand what I mean when I say that, but I think a lot of us are going to feel really strongly. That's probably going to resonate that, I don't know, there's mentalities that can go into that. You could go the selfish route. I've lived so many life experiences that it has to come from something or it meant nothing. And whatever, don't try and justify negative life experiences by trying to force a positive thing out of it. Just don't attach it to things. This is, I can't say that for sure, actually. That's completely a lie. Do it selectively. What am I saying? It's time for another tangent, because when I said do it selectively, I thought of something different. This TED Talk is all over the place. As I said several videos ago, Finneas Squirrelmer came about in the very final end of a conversation, the last conversation I had with my ex-boyfriend, someone who I cared very deeply about. A lot of life took place there. In the course of things, I came up with the idea of Finneas Squirrelmer, and it ended in a really weird way, and I chose to use that energy and bring something good about it. Effectively, like exactly what I just barely said you can't do. So that's why I had to correct it and tell you guys. And I think that might be some of why the squirrel hits as much as he does, is because there's so much heart in that. There's the entire weight of a relationship I really wanted to work out, and a whole life that I had expected and been planning for with all of my heart. And I vowed, like that ended, and that was a really big blow to me. And then it ended in just a way that I didn't love, but it ended with the squirrel. And so all of that energy, all of it, I wanted that to be better than it was. And the part of me that felt that needed an expression, a place to go in a bigger way than I've had before. It just needed something big. And it turned into the squirrel. And it actually turned out better than I could have ever expected. Anyway, I really wanted to be something impressive. There's a chance that comes from a life of not being impressive, not being seen. So of course I really want to be seen. I don't know how much that holds true, but it stands to reason. And I do recognize I have a capacity for leadership and a talent with words. And I've wanted to be able to do something marvelous with that. I always have. And it means I was far more concerned, even during the duration of this channel, with being marvelous, opposed to being me. And I've been able to express my insecurities and challenges along the road to becoming marvelous. And there's truth when I've ever said, I want to make the videos that I wanted to receive when I wanted to receive them. They just didn't exist. That's truth. That was true, has been true, always is true. I think is going to be true of what it is that I'm doing. Because I have a way with words, I love language, and I love the sound of my own voice. It's so good. I love talking so much. And there's just a shortage of Esperanto videos of people talking. So there's room. There's room for me. There's room for the squirrel. But anyway, that was just a really lonely way to live. So lonely. And I don't think it made the right art for me, because my heart wasn't always in it, because some of the time my heart was, and then some of the time I was trying to be something. I have spent a lot of time in my life trying to be something. And I wanted to be a leader in Resonite, but then I wanted to be a leader in mental whatever the heck it is that I do. But then I didn't want to because I was afraid of that. And then what if I don't follow through? All of that, right? Just there's been a lot. That might be part of what brings me to this video is the changes I seek to enact are fundamentally different than the things I've been doing for my entire life. I'm just trying to live simply and honestly. No, there is no, yeah, whatever the heck it is that I've had in mind that's been driving me, not just in this channel, but for my whole life. I'm so ready to be done with that. And I don't remember where I was with any of that, what I was saying. I was just guy talks for a little bit. But I'm really pleased with just being honestly and simply myself, both in the real world expressing myself more freely. I used to be kind of ashamed about walking around in my trackers around like the house, and now it's just, well, I need to go upstairs for a glass of water. Yeah, I'm wired into the Matrix, mom and dad. Like, here you go, and a little less worried about boys because I have a boy-free year. Probably not, but maybe. Who knows, man? But having something that I can all of the way dive into just all Finneas all of the time. And when I go all Finneas all of the time, it's usually with people and relationships that I don't know how to handle all of the right way. Or sometimes it's beliefs that mix with other people's beliefs. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I think it's time to go. Because I'm actually here to film a little video as the squirrel. Um, because we're announcing in the Esperanto VR Discord when the first Resonite meetup times actually are for Resonite Esperanto Club. And I want to show them, because it's a VR chat centered thing, and so I want to show them, like, hey, yeah, we're doing a Resonite chapter, and here's kind of what the difference is. And this is something my new friend Yames helped me build out this little translate window, because there's 3, I'll just show you real quick. In Esperanto Lando, there's that picture again. In Esperanto Lando, where we are, there is some text boxes that explain what Esperanto is. And so what James and I did together was make a little, one button cycles through the languages, which I thought would be useful for the Esperanto world. The Esperanto world, by the way, was made for MMC some 3 years ago, 3 years ago. And I might show you guys around some of the rooms, actually, because Esperanto is what I'm excited about lately. And this is a video where I'm expressing my excitements. I said we were going to be done with Esperanto, but we're totally not. But then also, this is a dictionary that I threw together for, for Esperanto purposes. I'm really excited to show in the Esperanto VR Discord, this is Resonate, this is what you can do, and to show them, like, hey, this is why we're excited for you guys to check it out or whatever. And so I'm going to just jump cut real quick to some of, like, what this world is like, just because it's cute, and it helped me get more excited about the language. And this is probably where the first meet will be, and I'm excited to show the VR chat Esperanto heads what Resonate can be like. And you get to see it too. And that was actually completely a lie, because I gotta move on with the day. I have another video to film, I have to post a meeting time, I have to study, because I need to know a little bit more Esperanto than I do now to be more comfortable in speech and just kind of participating a little bit more. And I want to learn more. There's just a lot for me to tackle. And as for, like, what it is, it's a language. It's constructed, it's meant to be easy to pick up. It uses a lot of prefixes and suffixes to change the word meaning. For instance, and this video is so close to done, I just want to show you guys what I'm so enamored with lately, and more or less what to expect from me moving forward. E is some. Ohm deals with an amount. Et diminishes something. And describes something. So a little amount of small something. And iomete is just how you describe I'm a little bit hungry, or iomete grandigus is to become big by small amounts. That's iomete. And when you know how those little suffixes and those little bits of language go together, you can make all sorts of things. VR headset is Voro Ilo, which is VR tool, because il is the suffix you apply to make a tool. So there's a verb to do something, and then verb plus illo is the tool to accomplish that verb, and the whole language is constructed that way. And it's just really fascinating intellectually. I'm excited to dive more into it, and I'm excited to be excited. It's just been a very long time, and I'm still pushing myself a whole bunch. I'm practicing at work again, and then I'm studying when I'm off work, and then I'm also building out cool new tools and collaborating. I am so excited, and it's been a delight. And you guys will see more. You guys will see more as I learn more and gain my own footing and what the future has to be, what the present. As I continue to learn more about operating successfully and joyfully in the present moment, as those present moments continue to stack together, they will naturally form the future that those present moments direct. And I've been enjoying my present moments. And at some point, probably not too long, that will come back into all of this somehow. I don't even know how. But I'm going to keep you guys in on the loop. I'm still going to make videos whenever I want. But this is what I'm doing now. And I'm happy. And I wanted you guys to know. I gotta go. I got a lot to do. You guys have a good day, though. I super duper enjoy. Bye bye.